Belinda, where are you?
I'm in Levenshume.
You what?
I am. I'm right here now in front of Levenshume High Street and everything.
Okay, I'm passing Woolley Range.
Okay.
Cholton.
Right.
Northenden.
Yeah.
Didsbury West.
Yeah.
Didsbury East. Oh!
Oh, well, hello. How are you?
Oh, it's good this Doodle Maps bee. I love it.
It's nice, isn't it? This is fabulous. I like all the work that people have put into these bees. It's crazy, isn't it?
They are going to be amazing ones to go and show. The trail starts, or it has started now, on the 23rd.
Yes.
Runs for 9 weeks until the 23rd of September. And they're just stunning, aren't they?
They're just absolutely lovely. But we've also got today our regular features as well, and of course our interviews. Now if we just step over here to Mr. Ben, we are joined by Mr. Barry Wall. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you very much. I'm excited to be here.
It's nice, isn't it?
Yes.
Do you have a favourite bee?
We are the LGBT. Of
Well,
course.
of course.
RB is the best bee, we say. Then I would.
Your accent's fantastic. Where are you from?
The West Country. That's
Benny
why they call me the
Hill.
pirate up here.
Benny Hill,
Did
not
you bring
Barry
us any
Wall.
clotted cream and
No,
strawberries?
that's Cornwall, but nice try. You mean cider, my lovely.
Cider!
Yeah, oh, that's even better.
Do you
A
fear
bit of
death, Jack
cider.
Sparrow?
Now you're about to do one very important seminar, aren't you?
Yeah, we've
Tell us about it.
we've done a number actually, and they've been taken up by some of the larger organisations. It's become a bit bigger than we thought it would.
Yeah.
And it's part of our equality and diversity offering from the company, Polka Dot Consultants.
Yeah.
And it's called Transfer Journey.
Transfer Journey.
Transfer a Journey, and it's about understanding trans people from a non-trans perspective.
Oh.
So it's all around equality and diversity in the workplace.
Right.
And we've teamed up with the University of Manchester, Escala, which is a training organisation based down in the Midlands, Beyond the Box, which is a training organisation up here,
Oh.
Selection Recruitment, which is a recruitment firm up here. So there's a few people that we've teamed up with who've become partners on this to promote it.
Because it's an important subject to cover, isn't it?
It's massively important. People don't know what they don't know. And a report came out yesterday that 1 in 3 employers said they wouldn't hire a trans person. And that's sheer ignorance.
Crazy, absolutely crazy. I tell you what did shed some light on it. That BBC programme, Boy Meets Girl.
Yeah, there's a wasp here.
Loads of bees, even real ones.
Yeah, Boy Meets Girl was a really important movement, I think, or moment rather, for the trans community. Go away. Let's go back.
Somebody's stealing your limelight.
Okay, hang on.
Buzz off.
Oh! So anyway, where were
That
we?
was an important moment, wasn't it?
It was
Because
hugely
shed some
important.
light
It was,
on
I suppose, to some trans people I've spoken to, it was as important to them as queer as folk was to gay people.
Right.
And queer as folk brought a lot of people
Oh, yeah.
to Manchester who came screaming out of the closet. And I'm presuming that Boy Meets Girl has had the same impact for some trans people. And it's made the trans subject national. It's brought it to the attention of everybody. And I think there's a really important point in any culture where the populace go from absolute ignorance to curiosity.
Yeah.
And at that point, they can acquire knowledge, and that's what the seminar is about.
So can anybody join this seminar?
Well, as long as they pay for it, yeah.
Yeah, okay, so how much does it cost then?
Well, it varies. If we run a community one, which we're hoping to do in the next few months, then it's 25 quid.
Right.
Corporate's a different story.
Of course.
We
Has
want
to
them to
be.
pay for it.
Well, quite right.
And also it's worthwhile because from their perspective, it can make them an employer of choice,
Yeah.
which means that people want to work for them.
Yeah.
And more diverse as
More
well.
diverse.
And that's what it's about.
And that's what's everything about at the moment. It's
Yeah.
really important, I think.
I think it's really important.
It's a really important topic.
So if people want to take part in your seminar, where do they go? How do they find out about it?
Well, if you just search Transfer a Journey,
Yeah.
it's #1 on Google.
Is there?
Yeah,
Oh,
it
well
is.
done,
I love the
you.
way you just slipped that in. Number
Yeah.
1 on Google.
I like it.
God, there's a double entendre there somewhere.
There definitely is, and I'm choosing to ignore it, which means I'm on my best behaviour today.
Right, okay. so that's where we're at. So if there is anybody that's interested in holding one for their organisation, or if there's interest from the general public who'd like to come along, it's a laugh as well. That's the most important thing. You can't learn unless you're laughing.
Oh, I
And
agree.
it's the best way to do it. Learning through laughter is a wonderful emotion. So it's very well worth coming on. So
Well, I think everybody should go to it. I really do.
Oh, thank you so
Thank you
much.
very much.
no,
Yes.
you're more than welcome.
Thank
It's
you.
great to talk to you.
Shall we have a wander to another bee as we walk? As we walk,
Okay.
we're doing this for one reason only. One man has been sent out into the wild, literally today, to find out exactly the importance of the bee.
Who could that be?
I
could
don't
it
know.
be our very own Titters? So, what's it come up with?
Let's have a look.
Welcome, viewers. If you'd like to follow me out into the garden, if you can gently make your way through my back doors and into my Garden of Eden. Here are a few facts about honeybees. The honeybee are super important pollinators for flowers, fruits and vegetables. This means they help plants grow. Bees transfer the pollen between the male and the female bits, allowing the plants to grow seeds and fruit. Bees live in colonies. The members of the hive are in 3 different types. Now there's the queen bee. The queen runs the whole hive. Her job is to lay as many eggs that can spawn the hive's next generation of bees. The queen also produces chemicals that guide the behavior of the other bees. Now workers, these are the women folk. Their role is to forage for food, and they build and protect the hive and clean and circulate air and beating their wings. Workers are the only bees most people ever see flying around outside the hive. Typical woman, they do all the work. Now the drones, these are the guys. The male bees, and their purpose is to mate with the new queen. Several hundred live in each hive during the spring and summer. They sit around scratching their backsides and then going fornicating. The drones, and when winter comes, they're killed off and kicked out of the hive. What are these buzzing bugs most famous for? Delicious honey. But did you know they produce honey as food stores for the hive during winter? Luckily for us, these efficient little workers produce 2 to 3 times more honey than they need, so we get to enjoy the tasty treat too. If the queen bee dies, workers will create a new queen by selecting a young larva, the newly hatched baby insects, and feeding into a special food called royal jelly. This enables the larva to develop into a fertile queen. The average worker bee lives for just 6 weeks. During this time, they produce about 1/12 of a teaspoonful of honey. The queen can live up to 5 years. She is busiest in the summer, when she can lay up to 2,500 eggs a day. Honeybees are particularly good at boogieing. They share information about the best food sources, and that's when they perform the Waggle Dance. When the workers return to the hive, it moves in a figure of 8 and waggles its body to indicate the direction of the food source. Cool, huh? Sadly, over the last 15 years, colonies of bees have been disappearing, and the reason remains unknown. Referred to as colony collapse disorder, billions of honeybees across the world are leaving their hives, never to return. In some regions, up to 90% of bees have disappeared. Good news is at hand though, because Manchester is launching 200 bees around the city. I must fly. I'm off in search of them. They're big blighters. I might just take my antihistamines with me. Oh! I don't want any swelling down there.
And now to an interview with a man who literally changed my life back in the 1990s when he brought out a play called A Beautiful Thing. He's here in Manchester with a musical he's written called Dusty. I had the pleasure of meeting him. What a fabulous man. So here we are, everybody. We're here at the Lowry with the one and only Mr. Johnathon Harvey.
Hello.
I have to say, right at the very start of this interview, thank you so much for Beautiful Thing.
My pleasure.
That was an absolute lifesaver in a time of need. It came about at a perfect time for me, so thank you very much for that.
Oh, thank you. That's
now we're here to discuss Dusty. Now you seem to like writing about strong women.
No, well, Dusty's life story is just fascinating. She was
fascinating.
She was a woman ahead of her time. She She was sort of more or less producing her own records at a time when women didn't call the shots in the rehearsal room, in the recording studio. She was a lesbian when you weren't supposed to be.
But she didn't come out straight away, did she?
She didn't. There were very difficult times, but she did say, and it was sort of career suicide, she did say in an interview in, I think, the very early 70s, I could be just as easily swayed by a girl as by a boy.
Wow.
So she was sort of more open than you'd expect. And she was a bit of a pioneer as well. She was deported from South Africa for refusing to play to segregated audiences. So she was just a woman a bit ahead of her time, really, and so that's what drew her to me. And I always thought, even before they asked me to do it, but I always thought you'd be able to do a really good play about Dusty, even if you couldn't get the rights to her songs.
Yeah.
But put on top of that, the songs.
So what's this one about her life then, is it?
Yes, we first meet her in 1963, I think she's about 24, and she's just left the Springfields, which was the folk group she was in with her brother, and they'd had big hits in America before the Beatles did. And so she took a massive leap of faith, really, right at the top of her career, and that's where we first meet her. So her mum's really hacked off with her because she's abandoned her brother, and it just follows her life then as she gains more and more success.
So it really is totally about her life.
Yes, and we end with her death.
The Dusty Show is about Dusty.
It's a biopic on stage.
Good.
Yeah,
because we need one, don't we? Like
I
I said, there's been too many things with her music and not enough about actually her.
Yeah.
So do you have a favourite Dusty Springfield song?
It sort of changes all the time, but probably You Don't Have to Say You Love Me, because it's her biggest hit. It was her biggest hit in America. But in the show, I really like her career is resurrected, of course, by the Pet Shop Boys, and so we do a whole Pet Shop Boys dance routine, and that's
merging two of your musicals together, then, really.
Yes, I only ever worked with the Pet Shop
Closer
Boys.
to Heaven, was it?
Yes, it was. I remember.
So yeah, that was good. So it's covering a whole genre of music, then. Yes, going from 63
up to 1999.
Up to 1999. Yeah. Do you touch upon death at all?
We do, yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
So is it going to be a bit of a sad moment?
It's a bit of a tearjerker. There's lots of people crying as they leave the theatre.
That's my favourite
I know.
And are you still writing for the soaps?
I am. I'm just...
because I always say to my other half, when your name comes up at the beginning of Corrie, it's going to be a proper Corrie.
Oh, that's nice.
So what is it that you look for when you're particularly putting a story together then?
In Corrie?
Yeah.
I don't know really. I mean, the producer usually has an agenda and says what they're looking for. It's just a case of taking stories from newspapers or thinking about things that have happened to your friends or just thinking about those characters who you get to know so well and working out, well, what would be good for them. So a few weeks before each conference I meet with another writer and we sort of bounce ideas around, and it's nice because usually as a writer you're on your own, and on a soap you're not. There's a real camaraderie. It's a bit like going to AA. You go and everyone's got the same problems. Yeah. Everyone's got the same interest.
It's fabulous. So what's your ultimate person that you'd like to write for?
I would love to write something for Julie Walters.
Yes.
But I think I'd probably write something dreadful for Julie Walters because I'd be thinking of Julie Walters. So I should probably just write a really good part and see if Julie Walters wants to play it. But
so have you been a lifelong fan then of Dusty?
Yes. Of Dusty?
Yeah.
Sort of. I got to know her when I was at university. I'm 50 now and I was 18 then. And that was because she did the song with the Pet Shop Boys. So I was aware of it. And then on the back of that, her greatest hits album was brought out. And I thought, oh, she's covered some Tracy Ullman songs. Because I'd like Tracy Ullman in the 90s.
Another person that you've wrote for.
I have worked with her. But actually I realised obviously Tracy Ullman had covered Dusty Springfield. So I was aware of her then, and then of course she died quite soon after that. So, but yeah, I always liked her greatest hits album, yeah.
Fabulous. Well, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. And Dusty is going to be here at the Lowry very, very soon, and we've got some more things coming up for you about that as we get nearer to it. Thank you.
Well, we've seen them all today. We've seen Queen Bees. We've now got the Shelby, which is an amazing sensory bee. It's absolutely fantastic.
They're all wonderful.
Do you know what? It's making me really feel like I want somebody. I'm going to have to go home now and get some.
But should we do it again soon?
Oh, absolutely.
Let's do it again. Thursday?
You're on.
What? You're Manchester.